guys, it's Cynical Who here, back once again with Max, and we're here to discuss
Hello.
we're here to discuss the newly aired Doctor Who Spyfall Part 2. Now, probably
Yes,
worth
it just finished a few moments ago. We'll be talking about our initial reactions and how our reactions for Part 1, which, I mean, we aired our initial reactions a few nights ago when it first went out.
Go and watch
the
that.
videos on the channel, and we'll be talking about how our reactions have mellowed and changed over the last few days, and the ratings as well, because that's quite interesting to talk about. But we might start a pub brawl over that.
So, a few things to talk about. I think before we get into the actual episode that aired tonight itself.
Yes.
Thoughts on last week's episode? Obviously, it was actually this week, wasn't it? Because it hasn't even been a full week.
Yeah.
My opinions are rather still the same. I still think it was a bloody good episode. Have your opinions changed on it?
Well, I was a bit worried that I was probably viewing it a bit too positively because of new episode syndrome and because I wanted it so desperately to be good. Mm-hmm. I would say now it's decent. I haven't watched it in full since it first went out, but of course I keep coming back to that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant, and I was a bit worried with that. I think Sacha Dhawan kind of overplays it and hams it up a little bit. He's a bit too giggly, and when he cracks, it's just no. I prefer after years of having masters who are a bit zany, it's nice to have someone like Delgado who plays it straight. But I will say this Sacha Dhawan stole the show tonight.
Yeah,
so that wasn't too bad.
But unfortunately, there's been quite a sort of controversy online about a few things to do with the episode of Doctor Who. Now, first thing we want to talk about is spoilers. Now, we're probably not going to go too far into this because loads of people have been covering it throughout the week because there was a massive controversy because people weren't putting spoiler warnings on their Twitters when it's a social media platform dedicated to talking about what is happening right at the moment. I don't know how you're going to go on it and not expect spoilers. People are getting very angry because they've got Doctor Who spoiled for them. Simple way to avoid spoilers. But don't go on the internet. I don't know what you were expecting.
I was wondering why people say stay off Twitter and stay off the internet after an episode's aired. But
I'm probably going to have to put
if it's
spoiler warning on this video.
If it's a big cliffhanger like it was on Wednesday that no one saw coming. Well, I mean, I did, but because I spend too much time on the internet for my own good. But if you don't see it coming and it's a big cliffhanger that shocks everyone, which it did, people are inevitably going to be talking about it and Twitter will go nuts. I'm sorry, but that is just a fact of life. And there is a simple answer. Just stay away from it until you've watched the episode and try and watch it as soon as possible. To their credit, the Doctor Who production team, the official social media, they kept spoilers off their own pages for 24 hours to give everyone a chance to catch up. But that was, didn't help matters because people were talking about it on Twitter anyway. Yeah,
and as I said, I'll probably have
nothing you can do about that.
Probably have to put a spoiler warning on this video because people will probably go crazy.
It'll just make the name of the title longer, and it should be obvious if we're
reviewing long enough themselves.
We can't really review it without talking about spoilers. I'm sorry, but
And another thing we're going to be talking about is those bigots, those Doctor Who misogynist, woman-hating bigots saying that Doctor Who, now it has an Asian master, is too diverse, and I quote.
Idiots. I thought that for a fraction of a second. I just thought it doesn't bloody matter. I'm just going to make my mind up based on the actual performance that Sacha Dhawan gives. And
until they pointed that out, I hadn't even realised he wasn't white. And honestly, I was thinking that until tonight's episode, we will talk about it. It was brought up, but it was plot relevant, and but it honestly doesn't affect it. So just shut up.
No. As long as the performance is good, it doesn't matter. As long as the writing and performance is good, that's all that matters. The people shouldn't make
The DWDL, the Doctor Who Defence League. How about that? Anyway.
That's got to be... that can't be serious. But, I don't know. I won't go into that section because that just causes further controversy talking about the people that hate upon Doctor Who and the so-called trolls and misogynists. But, let's just talk about the actual content rather than talking about the fandom itself.
So...
Let's not dig that far.
So, do you want to go first? I'm gonna. I think I went first last time, so I'm gonna let you say what you thought first.
Right. So about the actual episode itself.
Yes.
It was all right.
Did it? Yeah. Did Did it feel like a bit of a let? I thought it was. Obviously, you can't. I don't think you could get as good as part 1, but it was always going to be a slight letdown. But I don't think it was that bad.
There were questions I wanted answered. It kind of answered them. It might have got a bit convoluted, but
I did
certainly packed a lot in. That's fair enough.
I didn't really understand what happened to the. I can't even remember their names. What happened to the aliens at the end? I can't remember. They just got.
They go back to their own universe. But
Why?
I have a feeling they're going to pop back. I feel like they're like the Stenza last series. I feel like there are certain plot arcs that are obviously being built up and will be explored over the course of this series. There's Gallifrey. There's the Timeless Child. The Master has got to come back at some point in the series, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But why did
it was intriguing to see Gallifrey. It was intriguing to have the reference to Logopolis, and I loved a lot of the dialogue on technology. I felt like, it's decent, even though it doesn't feel that original, and it didn't incite a strong response from me, except when they were talking about technology. I loved the satire on technology, and the scene where he kills his mother was, not great in a funny way, but I just loved his line that
harrowing
about not being on Facebook. I thought that was a nice subtle touch to the fact that have you read that people like Tim Cook and Bill Gates, they don't actually allow their kids access to phones and social media? Now, why do you think that is? It's almost as though it's dangerous and they know the risks of it. His speech to the college people was good, so it's like, thank you for giving us access.
That was sort of reminiscent of... it kind of reminded me in a way of the end of Aliens of London, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And also the bit where their names come up on the wanted poster.
That was like Sound of Drums. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
So it does feel like a lot of people said after the last episode, it feels like it's trying to rape Russell T Davies. And I can kind of agree with that. It's not original. Well, not completely original anyway, but it certainly tries to do a lot, and it does it mostly well. Good performances, a bit of dialogue that I didn't like, and I was a bit... During the opening scene where Jodie Whittaker's in the void, I just thought, no, her mannerisms, her voice. But it got better as time went on, but I just think the way she's approaching it is wrong. She doesn't really have the gravitas. I think at the moment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I think overall, as I said, I enjoyed it. I think, it was a bit.
I just about managed. I did stay awake, so that's something. It was all right. Yeah, not bad, but not great either.
It managed to pick itself up throughout the episode, though. It got a bit better in the ending, of course, with Gallifrey. May I just say, the Gallifrey render, the CGI looked fantastic.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where they go, but certainly. The bit with the Master at the end where he's appearing as the hologram, again, very part in the ways,
yeah.
But it's not an RTD ripoff. But
wow.
There were rumours that apparently they're going to retcon a bit of they're going to go back into the Doctor's past and reveal that she had a previous regeneration cycle of 13 female incarnations, and the Doctor Who fan base has been kicking off about it, but it looks like that's going to be there's a chance that might be true. I don't personally want it to be true. I don't want us to delve too much into the Doctor's past.
Well, we had the Morbius...
it has the potential to be a very good plot arc.
Well, we already had the Morbius regenerations. You haven't seen Brain of Morbius, but...
I haven't seen it, but I'm aware there's like a flash back.
But...
yeah, you might have seen the previous review, and as I say, it sounds glowing, but I suppose my review of part 1 and my reappraisal of both parts, part 1 and part 2, would be that they are decent.
I think it was...
I was glowing on Wednesday because it was nice to have Doctor Who back after so long.
Definitely. I think everyone would have been. But I think the point still stands, and my opinion still remains, that I think this is probably definitely the best episode of the Chibnall era, by far.
Yes.
And I was saying to myself, maybe the best episode since Heaven Sent, probably? Or
maybe. I personally prefer Knock Knock from Series 10. That, in my view, is an underrated gem. I love that episode.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see how this pans out. I need to watch it more often and see how it fares with repeat listens.
I think we'll have to...
repeat viewings. Because that is my main criterion for how good an episode is, if it stands up on repeat viewings. Chibnall's previously not done very well on that.
In hindsight, watching the whole series back again, we'll probably be able to judge it and justify our reasoning, and not just...
Certainly it's becoming a lot more interconnected, which is great to see. But...
I think there were a few... I forgot to take notes. It was too late. I was sitting down and I was like, oh damn it, I should have got my notepad. But
It was a mad rush again, like it was.
Yeah, I've been
last time
filming some other videos all day, which will be revealed soon. But
okay.
Yeah, the Master's TARDIS. That's what I wanted to talk about. It was horrible.
Well, I mean, it's meant to be disguised. I didn't mind that, but I mean, I don't think that's meant to be how it normally looks.
Yeah,
but
the console itself was just a bit.
Yeah, I preferred the photo you showed up in the review. I preferred that. That's what I think the next TARDIS should look like, sort of cathedral minimalist.
Not personally what I like, but I think the Master TARDIS was okay. Graham,
and
there was actually
we were talking about companions being sidelined last time.
Yeah, literally. I was sitting down to watch it, and my mum turned to me and said, "Was Bradley Walsh in the last one?" Like she completely forgot because he was completely sidelined in the last one. Of course, he has got a development, but it's probably not enough room for 3, is there? As we said in our preview,
you get the feeling that they're stealing stuff from Ryan and. I was thinking that they probably listened to the reaction and people saying we want more Yaz, and they probably had the scripts already written at the time the episodes aired because it was already in pre-production, and they started filming not long after Series 11 finished broadcast, and they probably had the scripts ready and they just went over and swapped lines. That were originally for Ryan and Graham probably gave to Yaz, and they just left it at that, and as a result, Ryan and Graham now feel sidelined. Ryan less so. But I mean, Graham did have a good moment, the laser shoot, which was done, but in a good way.
Yeah, it was.
I certainly preferred that as a joke to some of the jokes that Jodie Whittaker got, like the vanishing lady.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't like that bit.
No.
I would have rather she just said, "Oh, sorry, nothing to see here," and just quickly left.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see Sacha Dhawan playing many personas in many different costumes.
Nazi master. That was good. He felt very threatening there. I probably liked him because he has those both sides where he can get really angry and fierce, they're
trying to do more with Jodie Whittaker's character. She certainly had a
moment at the end,
towards the end where she threw the thing, but it still didn't really wash. I say, I feel like
I believed it. I quite liked it, but it was just that poor timing of Graham Ryan and Yaz finding out about
the end,
Gallifrey.
and I still think the humour doesn't work the way they're writing it, but it's all right. But she's not my favourite Doctor, but she's all right.
Yeah, I suppose. There's probably not much more to talk about. I remember in our preview you mentioned that Nora and Khan would get.
I got the pronunciation wrong.
Yeah.
Or either Jodie Whittaker got the pronunciation wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
Nor Inyayat Khan. Apparently, we were going to see her death.
Yeah, that's what I said. I remember you saying that in the review, but that's not what we got.
Aurora Marion, the actress who played her, did some Instagram posts that were later removed, and the hashtags were a good day for Nor Inyayat Khan to die or something like that. So the rumour was we'd be seeing her shot by the Nazis, which did actually happen, but
not in the
I don't
episode.
know. Well, maybe it'll be in a later episode. I don't know, but
maybe. We got some more clips from the trailer. Them under the floorboards. The gag, I'm not where I wanted to be, but I can work with this. Actually worked better than I thought it would do. I mean, you could do without it still, but I was a bit worried it would be more awkward than it was. But yeah. As I said, some of the jokes don't fly. That's my main bugbear with it at the moment. It's not that I don't want it to be humorous. I don't mind humour, but it's just the jokes don't fly and they don't really allow us to take the character of the Doctor seriously. She's a bit too zany, and I've said this before, serious and deadpan. That's what I like. And after so many Doctors that were zany, and it feels like they're trying to imitate those... Dave Tennant and Matt Smith, as many other people have said, and they thought, okay, the Doctor is a bit zany, so let's write zany. It's only if it works with people like Matt Smith, because the scripts were tailored to Matt Smith is naturally zany. I think Jodie Whittaker is, but to a lesser extent. I also
she does better acting when playing more serious characters.
Yeah, definitely. I also feel like there may have been a bit of wasted potential in this episode because it featured these historical figures. There was Charles Babbage, there was...
I'm still none the wiser as to who they actually are, because it was a bit breathless.
But
it
the
tries.
two...
It's 100 minutes. It's 2 hours long, and it feels like it's trying to cram a lot into the second part. And it's like the resolution felt quite quick, but then of course you had a few more minutes after that where we were talking about Gallifrey and. But just hearing that line, "News from home," that was quite. Ooh, what's happening here?
But even with Nor, and I can't even remember the other girl's name if I'm perfectly honest, but I feel like there wasn't enough room because they didn't get much to do. You see, as I said, wasted potential. You can once you've sort of done it, there's not much more you can do. You sort of revisit these characters once, and you've sort of ruined it. It's like H.G. Wells in Time Lash, you know.
And it did gloss over the way she wipes their minds. I would have liked to see Jodie Whittaker basically. I'm sorry, but I have to do this a bit more and basically expanding into that. Wow. So yeah, it maybe didn't use its time slot as economically as it would have done, and I feel like it could have been edited to make it pacier. I mean, the recap at the start, it was interesting to note that instead of the word previously appearing on the screen, it's like previously on Doctor Who. I remember that from shows in my youth, like Ben 10, like old American kids shows. I mean, I don't mind that. I think it works quite well. It's just the recap. I didn't like the music, and I felt the recap was too long. Could have been a lot snappier, but there we go.
As for, I forget all the characters' names. Lenny Henry, we'll just call him Evil Lenny Henry.
He was all right.
He got a bit.
An actor.
He got a bit more to do, but he didn't feel as threatening because, of course, you've got the Master there. But as a threat.
But I've just realised we don't actually see the last time we see him. He's walking out the college thing. We don't actually see him arrested, which I thought would happen. So is he going to reappear at some point? I just think I don't know where it's going to go with the plot arc.
But there was that fantastic moment where he killed his mum. I mean, that does sort of...
Oh, that was a good moment. As I said, I liked his line about Facebook. I thought that was a nice...
Yeah, that actually made me quite scared of all the times.
I feel like it could have gone further, but
and I'd recently...
it was over a bit too quickly. And I did, but then again, I've watched Chris Morris's Jam, so well, not all of it, even some bits I can't watch. But in case you're wondering what that is, don't go and look it up because I'm hoping to do a video on it soon. Yeah. Even though it has nothing to do with Doctor Who, but that's after the series. All will be explained. If that's all right with you.
That's fine. And as a ranking out of 10, what would you give it?
7.
Comparing it to last. Yeah, I'd feel as an overall. I think part 1. I think I gave it an 8.5. I think part 2 I'd probably give a 7, and I think combined as a story overall, an 8.
7.
I'd give it an 8 probably.
Okay, I would probably go 7 because there was nothing bad about it. It's just I mean, it was all right. I can live with it, but we're used to better. Doctor Who has done better in the past. I mean, Chibnall hasn't done better.
No.
I mean, this is all right. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing too wrong with it. I mean, it could have been tighter. The dialogue could have been better. I picture myself as a kind of script head, so rejigging certain lines. You know, that's what I dream about in bed. But it's nothing intrinsically wrong with it. Got a bit convoluted towards the end, but that's fine. I mean, people criticised Moffat for that, and I don't agree with those criticisms, so Moffat was all right.
And how do we feel about the next time trailer for Orphan 55 with James Buckley in a green wig?
I worry it won't be as good. I'm looking forward to see James Buckley because he's a good actor. I've not seen much of him. He was all right in Red Dwarf, another show you should go check out if you're watching. And you haven't seen it already. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. It looks like more scary monsters. Yeah. It could be interesting. But
I feel
that's
like
for next week.
It felt like a bit rushed to see Jodie go from this really angry state, like she's just seen Gallifrey go, and they're trying to ask her about it, and of course she doesn't want to.
Yeah, I feel like that scene could have been done a lot better.
It's straight back into the episodes. I hope this has a sort of a detrimental effect on her throughout the series. Well, that's at least what I'm hoping for. But
yeah, we will see what happens.
Yeah.
Next time, and we still don't know what's happening with beyond that. Apart from episode 3's title and synopsis, we haven't had any more synopsis come out. But Doctor Who magazine is, I think, coming out next Thursday, and we'll probably know by then. So we'll talk about it probably next week. It will have to be.
Yeah. So I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up.
Well, I do want to talk about the ratings as well for part 1.
Yes, sir.
We have had on Thursday, I mean, we talked about it briefly on Twitter, but we did have the overnight ratings come out. for Spyfall Part 1. I don't like the title Spyfall. I've got used to it, but I feel like they could have chosen a better pun, or well, not a pun, just a better title overall. But yeah, the ratings. It's an interesting thing to look at ratings nowadays, because it used to be this: if the ratings were high, that was a good sign. Ratings low, bad sign.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot more complicated over the years, because it can be spun to fit any narrative. And what exactly are good and bad ratings? There's so many different factors in it. But even so, I have very mixed feelings about the ratings, having had some time to mull it over. So, I mean, Resolution last year, I mean, we had a ratings drop last year as people's curiosity waned. And then Resolution, its overnight viewing figures were 5.15 million. And that's with similar competition and a similar time slot to what we had a few days ago. It was only the fourth highest overnight viewership for the night, just looking on Wikipedia. And now for Spyfall Part 1, I note that figure's gone down to 4.88 million, which is pretty low. Certainly the lowest rating for Chibnall and Whittaker. I mean, it's not as low as some of the Capaldi viewing figures, which were sort of 2 or 3 million. And it was, I note, the second highest rating programme of New Year's Day, but only, I mean, it was very nearly the third highest rating, because it was only 0.01 million ahead of the third. I mean, we were all expecting the ratings drop, I think, given the year off, but even I was surprised by how far the ratings had dropped. And you can say that they'll rise with catch-up, but, I mean, I'll look at the viewing figures for Series 11, but they only tend to add a million.
And I feel like...
that. So that's down from last year.
I feel like it's quite sad,
and
because...
certainly a far cry from 11 million, which was, what it was for episode 1 for the last series.
And I feel it's sort of sad for people who have decided they don't want to watch Doctor Who anymore. Because I know I was messaging Queen of the Sonic the other day, Jenny Littman, fantastic reviews on YouTube. She did.
I don't know who that is. Well, sorry.
I'll send you a link to her channel later. But she was last year. She was, since I think Series 6, she'd been reviewing every episode of Doctor Who since it came out. And last year she stopped on the Witchfinders and she called it a day. She just can't be bothered to watch Doctor Who anymore. And she has.
So many
I was messaging her and she stopped YouTube now. And I asked her, "Are you going to be watching Series 12?" And she said, "No, I'm just not going to do it anymore." And I feel kind of sorry for people who've left it out because they didn't like last series.
She's not the only one.
Back.
I know so many YouTubers who this time last year in January they were making videos saying why they were done with Doctor Who, like Winnie Media. Stu Bagful, a very good YouTuber, said recently he couldn't be bothered to review it. I mean, he would see how he went with it, but he was unsure whether he'd review the whole series. It was sad, but
they are lost.
But yeah, I feel very ambivalent about the ratings, because as I say, you could argue positively for them, because compared to what else was on, it did do very well. But compared to what we've had in the past, and apparently the BBC are very worried about it, because it was New Year's Day, people are supposed to be in and hungover, and it should, But it's just if Resolution did better overnight, it should have done better. But we'll see, as I said, we'll see how catch-up does, but I'm not expecting a substantial improvement. But we need to wait and see how the series as a whole pans out. But it doesn't bode well for the rest of the series, because the opener tends to get the biggest viewing figures. I mean, the excuse that TV attitudes are changing can only get you so far. But if people want to watch something, they will watch it and try and watch it live. His Dark Material's got quite good viewing figures, but maybe I'm catastrophizing and thinking about it too much. The ratings aren't important. All that's important is the quality of the show. I mean, Sylvester McCoy didn't get the best ratings, but some pretty good stories, even if they were political. But I feel that tonight and part 1 as a whole, decent, even though it does feel like we've had it all before, but that's perfectly natural with a show that's been running for so long. I think we have to accept it now that it's in its sort of twilight zone, as it were. Not to sound pessimist, but it's been around for a while. It's been around for 15 years, and that for any TV show is a long time, even with years off. But no, I don't want to dig too much into it. It was fine. Fine.
Yeah,
I don't
and
have
that's
much else to say about it.
well, yeah, it was average, a bit above average for me, but
Yeah,
I think
I'd agree with that.
yeah, that's probably a good place to leave it. Should we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry if we don't really have much to say about it.
Yeah,
sorry.
But, I mean, we've got
But,
to 25 minutes, so
yeah,
there we go.
I mean, I just about stayed awake and prevented myself from turning over. Yeah, the joke when she's at the fair before the master comes in was cringe, but it was fine.
Also,
So-
didn't she throw a grenade at him?
I missed that.
Oh, I'll probably have to rewatch it. You know how the memory cheats. Because on first viewing of Resurrection of Daleks, I told you that Peter Davison shot a kitten.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen, does it?
No, he doesn't. Fake news. I mean, it's a funny bit, but yeah, I like that story. But that's a thing for another time.
Anyway, to hear how our views adapt over the
Not
coming
that we
week.
have many views on it, but yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. How many times do I need to say it? It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we'll be doing this next week with Orphan 55.
Orphan 55. Join us next Sunday
that will
or
also
Monday.
Be fine. Yeah, it's like the Mitchell and the Webb sketch where they're talking about the news. Everything is fine. Go look that up.
So yeah, that's it. Probably go check out Max's social medias. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at mcorpwilliams. He's on Twitter at cynicalwho. I have other blogs and things.
It will all be
in
in the
of other
description.
videos.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah, we'll be back next Sunday or Monday to talk through Orphan 55 and probably what we expect from the other few episodes after that, because as I say, they'll have synopses out for those. And yeah, we're hoping to do this.
Every episode.
12.
So do tune
I'm
in.
not sure. There'll be one episode where I'm not sure I'll be able to make it. But
yeah. I'll probably have to do that myself then.
yeah, that'll be. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because we need all the support we can get, and it really makes us happy.
Subscribe to Max as well.
Puts a lot of pressure on us, but it makes us happy.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll join you next Sunday for Orphan 55. Goodbye.
Goodbye!
Jesus Christ.